Fayose. Your Excellency, thank you again for coming on the program.
I am here.
I like the way you said it, I'm here. We've been trying to track you. All right, so I was saying my initial question was, it's been a while we heard from you. What exactly is going on?
Well, there is a season for all things, and that time for all seasons. So I have gotten several invitations, but it's just convenient now. There are other things that were taking my attention.
Okay, let me begin with the conversation I just had just moments ago. Before we got to the issue of LG autonomy, which I know you would like to speak to, is this concern about incumbent political parties, I mean the party of the governor, always sweeping local government polls? In fact, the AGF is quite unhappy with it. The INEC chairman, from his words, from his mouth to our listening ears, I heard him say, Governor, stop the coronation and start doing elections. So in Delta, for instance, the PDP has swept it all. In Adamawa, the PDP has swept it. Gombe, similar happened, I think, in Oyo. So if you go across board, it has nothing to do with a particular political party. It feels like whoever is the governor, his party wins all of the election. Can we build a democratic society that way at the subnational level? Honestly, in your view?
Well, I want to let you understand that when the foundation is faulty, what can the righteous do? Before now, to amend our constitution to achieve a particular goal, it takes forever. You will want to, first of all, want to start when you have staggered elections. And many times you find out that the incumbent party, the party of incumbent, normally win in a staggered election. That is exactly what is playing out at the various local government elections. And you want to go a step further without deceiving yourself, without deceiving the country, there's no way we can achieve what you guys are looking for, because our democracy is dependent on so many things. Our democracy does not thrive on your popularity sometimes. There are a lot of factors. When an election is won, a lot of people get discouraged. And when they get discouraged, they don't come out to vote in an election. There are some elections, the moment you get the ticket, you can be assured that you have won that election. And there are some elections, when you get the ticket, there's still the battle ahead. And most political parties don't equally go the extra mile in the participation, because they have the mindset that they can't win. And when you look at the money politics, a side might have capacity to outspend the other ones. At the end of the day, they get discouraged, they don't participate. Some begins to drag their feet and believe that whatever I do, whatever I put in place, nothing can be achieved. So on the other, are you hearing me?
We're listening to you. We're listening to you, absolutely.
So on the other hand, you can't put illegality in place by asking the federal INEC to take over the state INEC. That would be an illegality. And when we speak on that topic you mentioned in a while, I will be able to expatiate on why powers of the states cannot be taken away. The moment you want to take away the powers of the state, then we have deviated from federal system of government, where the state is as strong as the federal government on most matters. As the president cannot dictate to his state, even the president cannot dictate to his state more deep than you will consider a governor dictating to a local government chairman. while I am not against the judgment of the court, how realistic would that translate to the ground, to the benefit of anybody outside what it used to be? So as it is today, the situation will continue. You cannot tell me that I cannot coronate, or I cannot, in terms of who becomes the chairman, everybody looks up to the governor. And the governor allows communities in some places to go and pick people. And naturally, if you're on the same saddle, you will not put your enemies, allow your enemies to take over, where there will be an election for you thereafter.
Mr. Fayose, if I may butt in, my apology, if I may butt in on this one, there are two angles I want you to look at it for us. It's a democracy, government of the people, by the people and for the people, as we generally agree to be the ideal of democracy. Someone used terms like look up to the governor. I thought the people are supposed to decide who leads them. So what it feels like for all of us who are not politicians, who are onlookers, it feels like the design of the drafters of the concept of the tiers of government and our constitution believe that these tiers of government is how governance should trickle down to the people. But for the political class like yourself, it looks like a consolidation of political structure. So which should we be adhering to the more?
I just said to you that when you get to that stage of the local government, autonomy and all about the judgment, I will expatiate more.
Okay.
You'll be able to get the picture. But for now, that is how our democracy is. Let me bend back. If you're in the presidency, either a PDP presidency or APC presidency, why do somebody get ticket and run to Abuja? And the Mr. President will raise his hand. Or the leader of the party will raise his hand. It is only to encourage support. It is only to send signals that we are in government. We are in government. Remember that I said, even an election conducted by federal INEC, people will still tell you we are in government. Even those people you are seeing, the people that should be the beneficiary of the electoral system, the whole country is sick. The mentality is sick. The attitude is wrong. When the fundamentals, when we agree to change the fundamentals, the attitude, everybody agrees for us for a new beginning, you will see that beginning. The democracy we are all talking about is just lip service. You blame governors from today till next year, you are wasting your time. If you go to a governor now and you have expectation, you say this, the expectation does not come, he becomes a bad man. You will not be talking about his performance anymore. You tell me he's a stupid man. He has no respect. He does not consider us. Are those people saying that blind to see his good works? It is attitude in Nigeria. Nobody can be blamed until we all change our attitude.
Good point you've made, Mr. Fayose. Good point you've made. But there's a lot I need to take you on this one, because it's sounding like it is who is in power that decides what happens, and that's what that's not the democracy largely we hope to practice. I
have told you that the system is sick ab initio.
Okay, so let's go to what you wanted to
tomorrow, until it all changes.
Okay. So let's go to that LG autonomy you'd like to speak to. Apparently, you accept the judgment, but you don't agree with a few things. Maybe this is the time to speak with what you don't agree with.
You see, I don't like to. I'm not a lawyer. I'm a politician, and by God's grace today, I'm an elder statesman. I would be very factual. I would be very sincere. You know, we are talking about arms of government. We are talking about the executive, the judiciary, and the executive, judiciary, and legislature. Yes. Now, by extension, the local government administration. While I love and do not believe that any governor should take local government funds, may I say to you very clearly this evening that you cannot take the baby from the mother. There is nobody that will become council chairman without a governor. Anybody telling you otherwise is wasting his time. Let me quickly remind you that the House of Assembly of every state controls the activities and checkmates the activities of the local government. So when you want to make laws, the House of Assembly wants to make laws. House of Assembly wants to say that you are not doing this, you are suspended. And they say they give you the money of the local councils and take it from the governor, or because they are sending it to the governor. May I say to you, when I was governor of Ekiti, I had the privilege of receiving money from Abuja to the Jack account. When you receive money from the Jack account, there is there are people that manages the account, not the politicians alone, not the council chairman. There is only one representative of the governor, which is the local government commissioner. All others are the local government officials, local government workers, pensioners of the local government, and they appropriate the funds. But when you now come back and say we have given power to the local government, what power have you given to them? No power. Any council chairman that says, okay, money is coming to me, I will disrespect my governor, House of Assembly will bring you and tell you, go and disobey your governor inside your house. Go and disobey, because you never even be a council chairman without the governor standing up for you. When you are in an opposing party, it's a different ball game. But even at that, the House of Assembly regulates your activities. Let me equally tell you this, which needs to be addressed. Do you know that if you go to, and I want Channels Television and most media houses to try and investigate what I want to tell you today. Go to the council Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You will not find 10% of the staff of the local government in council. They don't come. My name is Fayose. I want them to dispute this. They don't come to work. When you make moves to bring them to book, both Noge and all leaders of the local government will come and be begging the governor. They will be telling you, we will not vote against you. I mean, we will not vote for you. This is the way we operate at the local government. Do you know the state is more effective in administrative performance than the local government? At the local government, everybody comes to collect money. Even people have left some states, they live somewhere else, money just hit the accounts.
Mr. Fayose, if I may button, at the end of the day, it sounds like this was a creation. This was not the idea of the framers of this structure. It looks like a creation of the governors, which is why it looked like this is like taking the governors. Just hold on, sir. Just a minute, sir. It looks like this is one step at taking the governors' necks off the legs off the neck of local government. The governors' necks are on the legislature. They are appendages, literally, or for the most part, of the House of Assembly. House of Assembly are appendages of the governor. They literally can't do anything. We've seen governors borrow money recklessly, and the Assembly still endorse. Now local government, which is why perhaps the federal government is intervening. So don't you think that it is time to repurpose the democracy we practice rather than seeing it collapsing again based on precedent?
You are just saying exactly what I said. Except we all change our attitude. The leader and the led. We're wasting our time. Let me give you an instance that I had recently that shook and surprised me in Nigeria. And I want Nigerians to listen to this. I visited somebody, and in the course of there, somebody was calling from the Dangote refinery and was raising alarm on the intention to bomb the Dangote refinery, because there are institutions who believe that the effort of the federal government to give crude to Dangote to be able to produce and bring the cost of petrol or PMS down. The cabals in the import industry of products, the people that are handlers of it, they are saying that will never work as long as they exist, because you want to take feeding bottle from us. Even if the federal government has good intention, even if Dangote has good intention, what can they do? The president will not go and be manning the boats and converting himself to a security man. Every nation that succeeds, the people will first of all have the right attitude. How can somebody who is not from Niger Delta or somebody who's from Niger Delta tapping Nigerians crude, people coming together to say we are going to go and bomb Dangote if he continues to process the products, because it will take food from some people?
Right.
What a country.
Okay,
so let me go back to your question.
Yes, just a line, because I have a couple of questions I want to ask you.
Please go ahead.
Okay, because that Dangote question is a long conversation, because there are so many elements to it. On federal government side, everybody has a bit of what to share in terms of the blame, but I don't want to go there. Let's talk about the economy for a moment, and then we'll delve into some politics. The economy is in, I don't want to use the word dire straits, but it's not looking good. We've seen what the result of the removal of subsidy and, of course, the floating of the naira has done. There has been effort, but we're not seeing it translate to the kind of results we will want to see, at least in the short term. And I know you're a member of the PDP. And one wonders, because everybody has said that they are going to remove subsidy, all of the political parties, at least the frontliners. What will the party, the PDP, have done differently to not have brought us to this particular position, given where we are, if they were in power, for instance?
You see, there are three things I want to draw your attention to. When an Hausa man is in power, they will say this is against the North. They say they are targeting Muslims. They are targeting Fulanis. When the Yoruba man is there, they will say this is our turn. Oduduwa will not allow this. If an Igbo man there, they will say, you remember the civil war, they want to carry Nigeria away. Our country is plagued by so many problems. If I may come to your question, do we manufacture dollar in Nigeria? As long as dollar is going up, there is no miracle. Every Nigerian house, home, wants to eat imported. They want imported toothpick, imported jollof rice, imported cake, imported this. The demand for the dollar keeps going up. And when the naira is weak, the same naira goes after the products they are bringing it to sell. May I say to you, while I pray for a better Nigeria, a situation that must make the ordinary man, the condition of the ordinary man gets better, I need to be factual. Let me say this very clearly. I've been to a few countries, and when I get there, I ask you, how much is your fuel? When you convert it, it will be around $2.55. When you get to another country, it will be around that or more. Why I'm not saying that should be in our country, but the reality is that the dollar has gone so weak that the purchasing power has become zero. Therefore, what can you blame anybody for? Yes, when things are not going right in a family, the father suffers the blame. The mother, in a way, suffers the blame. But the children may not understand what is going on. Nigeria is not a country, it's so many countries in one. And the ideals and the situation we are facing, like I said to you, except the attitude changes, nothing will get better.
Mr. Fayose, we're due for...
And let me say to you, I will not be surprised, which is not my prayer, it's not my wish. A lot of noise has been going on there. The federal government has started paying subsidy. The federal government has started doing this. If they are not equally doing that, the country will have been in trouble.
All right, Mr. Fayose, I understand.
They are not finding a way to cushion this fuel, the price of PMS, the price of petrol. The country will have been in shambles.
My sincere apologies. We're totally out of time we're due for a break.
They may not tell you. They are importing this fuel into this country close to 2,000, close to 1,600 naira.
All right,
they will not tell you because they will continue
if you can hear me, sir.
So that there won't be crisis.
If you can hear me, sir. If you can hear me.
Only God can help Nigeria.
All right, if you can hear me, we're due for a break.
Situation, and if there's still pressure on the dollar, there's nothing the CBN governor can do. If there's pressure on the dollar, there's hardly the president can do.
Mr. Fayose, can you hear me, sir?
Because it's not only those in government that are spending dollar. Everybody's spending
dollar.
All right,
we're totally due for a break. I must have to butt in at this particular point, Mr. Fayose, if you can hear me.
That is why the standard of living is going down every day. Inflation is going up. Until we sit back, all accept that we want to move forward in a different way.
I suspect you're not hearing me, sir. So, but I'm due for a break. I may have to butt in so that we'll come back and continue the conversation. But exactly, you didn't answer my question. My question was, what would PDP have done differently? I think you were just talking about the challenges. You may have to respond to that when we come back after the break. Plus, a few other questions I would like to ask before we run out of time. Join us again. Welcome back. I've been speaking with the former governor of Ekiti State, Mr. Ayodele Fayose. He joins us from Lagos, but not in our studios here. Mr. Fayose, thank you so much. At some point, I think you were not hearing me clearly, so I was trying to interject because of the break. But just as we begin to wind down, I want to take a few questions. If you can answer them in one minute, I would really appreciate it. So let's go to Ekiti politics.
That's fine.
I think I read Biodun Olujimi, the senator, they asked her questions about you that both of you, you're friends, but it looks like you're having face-off. So maybe first you say whether that face-off is on, because she was alluding to the fact that, from what I saw, that you show up during election cycle, and then after election you go quiet and you resurface again at another round of election or when there's a Congress. I would like you to respond to that, if you will.
I have no response to that. At my level of life, I can't be joining issues with questions that goes to no importance.
Yeah, the reason I was asking
okay.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Whoever has said that, I think I've gone too far in life to get myself to that low level, low state to be answering that. Olujimi was a senator. I am a former governor. He's the wife of another man. I have my wife. Let everybody move on their life.
Yeah, the reason I was asking that question because people were wondering how the party is not well put together, because you're supposed to put that party leadership at the forefront as far as being a former governor is concerned, and given the role you played and you've been playing in that policy. So that's why I asked the question. But this is the position she has put out as far as your reputation is concerned in terms of the party leadership at that level.
May I say to you, at different times in life, we will give our best. I have given all that I could give, and I'll still continue to give. But for me to join issues with anybody on Ekiti politics, I was a two-term governor, defeated 2 incumbents. I am a father in that state. So the things I've done, let other people too try. In Nigeria, when you are no more in government, everybody can just say whatever they like about you. But I can't be bothered. With all due respect to Ms. Urujini, I don't want to join issues with her.
All right, I think I just have barely a minute or two to go, but I must ask you about your own maybe intervention this time as to what's playing out in Rivers and Edo State, especially Rivers, because I know yes on Wike, the FCT minister is your friend, but things are not getting better. Things keep festering every other day. And I remember when Fubara was taking over, you warned, I don't go to war with this man if you're not ready for the war, but like you're a prophet now, this is playing out. How do we get out of this conundrum?
With all due respect, and the fact that you know that I am from Afawo Ekiti, it will be out of place for me to be commenting on issues of Rivers State. I don't want to do that. God will restore the necessary peace in Rivers. I don't want to get myself in the issue caught in the crossfire, but I would rather want to plead that I should be excused out of that controversy.
All right, Mr. Fayose, I must thank you for coming on the program. Definitely we need to have this conversation so that we have a longer time. Because of the technical glitch, we couldn't have as much time as we should, because I have loads of questions I wanted to ask you as far as the PDP politics at the national level is concerned, but I'm told I'm totally out of time on the program. Thank you.
You can ask one question if you want to ask one
question.
No,
we're totally out of time. Maybe another invitation will surface for this.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Ayodele Fayose, so former governor of Ekiti State, thank you so much for coming on the program. And that's it on the program. Thank you so much for your time and company. I'm Jeffrey Uzama. Good night.